On this week's episode, we'll talk all about the recent changes in the pricing to Peloton subscription and their hardware.
And new warranty options for those of you that already have purchased bikes, and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and John Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 78 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I'm John Pruitt, joined as always by my co-host, Amanda Siegel. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, John, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Happy Easter.
Yeah, it's a big weekend. Easter, Passover, everybody's very busy. The instructors are all out of town. Everybody's all over the place. Everybody's freaking out that they don't have everybody there to work out with. Right?
Yep. Another one, and it was a nice Friday for me because it's if you have kids or a kid and you can relate to this when your job has when you have a work holiday, but your kid's daycare or school is still open. Those are like that free. So Jackson had school on Friday, on Good Friday. So and I had it was a work holiday because the stock market's closed on Fridays. The best. Those are the free ones. I cherish them.
Absolutely.
Went a nice lunch.
And I guess you're heading out of town too, right? You're out of town.
Yeah. Next week I'll be in New York. So hopefully I'll bump into some Pelo folks while I'm there. So I'll keep an eye out.
That'll be awesome. You're gonna go visit your mom?
Gonna visit my mom in Jersey, stay with her. Gonna see a couple Phish concerts at Madison Square Garden. We're gonna have dinner in Soho, my favorite restaurant. So I got some plans.
What's your favorite restaurant? What's your favorite restaurant?
Balthazar,
love Balthazar.
Oh
yeah, love it. That's awesome.
Good people watching there.
Yeah, well, good.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to hearing all about it when you're back. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
and
awesome.
Then right after that, it's off to Mexico. So I don't know who's gonna sit in for me and be a replacement co-host.
Keep it a surprise. We'll keep it a surprise as to who that co-host is going to be.
You can manage. You can just talk the whole time. You can just solo.
Oh God, host. No one wants to hear me talking. No one wants to hear me talking the whole time. But so I will be back down in Miami next week, so that's fun. And also have the kids around. We'll be all together for the first time in a while, so that'll be nice. And so hope everybody has a good Easter and a good Passover. But folks, we always like to remind you before we get started with the news how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the notify buttons to make sure that you never miss an episode.
And if you want to just listen to us, we're on all traditional podcast platforms. Search Pelo Buddy TV, hit subscribe, click notifications so you never miss an episode. And we love to hear from you, so please leave us a review if you enjoy the show or have any suggestions or feedback. We'd love to hear from you. And I think you have a new review that just came in.
I do. I want to go ahead and share that. So we got a review from Darren S. Down Under. Darren said, just wanted to drop you guys a note to say I really enjoy the podcast. We have an emerging community here in Australia, and it's great to get the gossip and engage with the brand through your podcast. I especially enjoy your accent, Amanda, given I'm also from South Africa and your community. So, hey, Darren, and thank you so much for reaching out and letting us know that we are being listened to or continue to be listened listen to Down Under. And we do try and incorporate the Australian news. If there is any new news happening down in ours, we always like to incorporate it too. So thanks so much for sharing that and letting us know that you guys are listening to us. And of course, guys, we are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us on those platforms for all of the latest news. And I guess, John, let's get right on with the show.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
Let's dive in. So, big news on Thursday morning. We got a big announcement from Peloton. Probably we moved this news into the main slot of the show when it dropped. But Peloton announced an increase in their pricing. Their subscription cost increased, but they lowered the cost of their hardware. So here is the fine print. So they officially announced on Thursday they were increasing the monthly subscription costs for US and Canadian Peloton members. So anyone else outside of that UK, Germany, Australia, y'all are good. No increases, just for the US and Canada all access members. They're increasing the monthly membership, but at the same time, they're lowering the initial purchase price of the Bike Plus, and the Tread. No mention of the Tread Plus, obviously, because it's not currently available with the ongoing recall at the moment. But starting June 1st, the all access membership will increase from $39 to $44, $5 increase. In Canada, it's going from $49 to $55 Canadian. And this is the cost for members who own the hardware, so the bike, Tread. Cost for digital only for app subscribers remains unchanged. International markets, as I said, won't see a price change. But also, nobody is grandfathered in, to the original price, which I know that had kind of been floating around. A lot of OGs, a lot of people who had been longtime members were possibly hoping that they wouldn't be affected by a potential increase, a while back when it was first rumored. The price of the hardware, CNBC had a report on what those prices will be. They went into effect this past Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern time, so they're already updated, should be updated everywhere. But the original Bike Plus will be lowered to $1,445 US from the current $1,745 price, which includes shipping. And the Bike Plus will be lowered to $1,995 from $2,495. That also includes the shipping fee. And the Tread, currently it was $2,845. That has now been lowered to $2,695. So this is, they've kind of really, I saw the email and they really wanted to substantiate the increase, given all the content that they're putting out there with the guide and all this new strength stuff and the scenic, the produced outdoor scenic content that we've had recently with the bikes and the walks and the runs. And this is the very first increase since 2004 when they started the membership and selling the bike. That price has been consistent since then. So this is really the first hike. So I mean, it doesn't really, I'm not complaining. I haven't seen a lot of complaints since the announcement. I think it's a pretty reasonable increase given 8 years. We haven't seen one. So, and
Correct.
we have two
Correct.
subscriptions. So we're paying $10 more a month. I don't have a problem with it, considering how much content we're consistently getting that I can't even keep up with in any way.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, I think it's definitely got to do with Barry McCarthy coming in and, taking a look at it and figuring out how do we make this, more profitable. I think decreasing the price is great. Hopefully it will now give those folks that have kind of been on the fence, those app users that have been on the fence, an opportunity to say, hey, let's do it. Now makes more sense. So, I got to tell you, it's a Starbucks, right? I mean, the $5
Yeah.
increase, it's one Starbucks. So, I'll be surprised if people do end up complaining about it. I don't think there's any justifying in complaining, because I think that it is it's time. It's time. And as you said, I mean, if you look at that grid, and I'm hoping that, Chris will pop that up on the screen for those of you that get to watch us on YouTube. But if you look at that grid, look at the difference that, we see from 2014 to today. I mean, it's, I almost like looked at it going, wow, that's amazing how much, how much has happened since then. So
And how much
definitely
the
think
app,
it's,
how much they've revamped
yeah,
and improved the app over all those years, at least the last 5 years since I've been a member. And
correct.
let's face it, also, Peloton has been very clear. They don't really make any, their margins are very low on the hardware. They don't make much money
Right.
on that, if any. That the subscription, the stickiness of their retention, that's they make their money off of the monthly subscription. So this is obviously gonna be an instant increase to their revenue.
Right, right. No, makes sense. Well, next up, folks, the launch of Peloton Floor Bootcamp, which, to the dismay of many, is exclusive to only those members who have purchased the Peloton guide. Well, at least for 7 weeks. But we at Pelo Buddy have found a way around this, as we did with the other Peloton programs. In that if folks do not have the guide, you can get to them through the links which we have access to on pelobuddy.com. So the only downside to this is that you won't get the credit for having done them. It's a bummer, I know, but the program definitely gives you an opportunity to be able to use it and follow through. And if you don't want to wait those 7 weeks for those people that really are into it, you don't need to. So you got to kind of weigh up the pros with the cons there.
Well,
This particular program was teased on social by Peloton. And then Selena Samuela, who is one of the 2 instructors doing the Floor Bootcamp, together with Jess Sims, did post on her social media about the program. So how does the program work? It's a split style 4-week 24 class workout. It's just like a tread or bike bootcamp, but all on the floor. So it has a cardio section and a weight strength section. The proposed schedule recommends 3 active days per week with rest or recovery or active recovery in between each working day. Each week, there is a 30-minute floor boot camp with Selena, a 30-minute floor boot camp with Jess, and a 20-minute 2-for-1 floor boot camp with Jess and Selena, which is actually repeated every week. And this serves as a test day. So it gives you an opportunity to be able to see kind of how you've done, how you've done in those 2 classes. The classes are all paired with 3 new 5-minute full body stretches. One thing to point out, though, folks, is that the stretches for each week and the main class on day 5 is repeated each week. So it just means that the day 1 class 1 boot camp with Selena and day 3 class 1 boot camp with Jess will be different each week, but the others are going to be repeated. This was done so that you could test yourself with the 2-for-1 class on day 5 and see your improvement. So each week against the same class. For now, Pelo Buddy only has week 1 available through the links, but of course we will be adding the remaining links for week 2 through 4 over the coming weeks. So that's kind of, it's kind of exciting that there is something new. And for those folks that did go out and purchase the guide, it's one way for you to utilize the guide for sure. But I think we're kind of excited about that. And then Floor. So one of the things I did want to mention, though, that Floor Bootcamp is now actually the third new bootcamp that Peloton has launched. So the other two, as we know, is the boxing bootcamp, and then of course Rebecca Kennedy's hiking bootcamp.
Hiking.
So they're
Yep.
definitely revving up their modalities and different things that you can do, so it becomes, less monotonous and there's something new each time.
Yeah, are you still a firm no on the guide? Because I know I
No.
saw you're not interested.
No. I was actually going to say, yeah, so it's interesting. I was actually in New York this past weekend, and I didn't get up to the store uptown, but I was downtown, and there is a store there's a pop up in the Brookfield Shopping Center down in Battery Park City, and I had popped in there. And I did try it out, John, and I like it. I actually do like it. So somebody commented on one of the reviews and said,
I was about to
did you
mention
see
that.
that?
They said we were downing it without even giving it a chance, and they were saying, since we have this platform, we should really give it a shot to really give our unbiased opinion. But I know Chris Lewis has it, and
Exactly. So Chris has it, and he's planning on doing a
full
a full
breakdown.
demo
Yeah.
on it and a full briefing. And I respect that viewer or listener's views. But truthfully, I do think, since it is a 30-day trial, that I will go ahead and potentially get it. And unfortunately, the next few weeks I'm back and forth between here and Florida. So again, I'm not getting two guides. So it was a question of where I was going to be for the longer period of time for those 30 days to be able to, really utilize it. The other option is taking it back and forth. I could.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very portable. It's just
Yeah,
basically a
yeah.
little camera and a wire. So it's not like it's permanently, installed. So yeah, I guess that would be, yeah, you
Exactly.
definitely wouldn't need two. It's funny,
Yeah,
when you
no.
said the boot camp classes are exclusively for the guide for 7 weeks. When they made that announcement on social, Jackie was all, oh, maybe I should get the guide now because she loves Jess Sims,
Her boot
so
camps.
we very well could be getting it. And I will, when I'm in New Jersey, I'm going to go to the Short Hills Mall, my home mall where I grew up going to the showroom. So I'm going to look at it there, and also I'm hopefully going to pop over to that new showroom at Hudson Yards at Peloton,
Yeah.
to take a look at it and kind of check out that new showroom that just recently opened. So I'll hopefully get some hands-on experience with it, and then I'll have
it was
a better
awesome.
opinion
And
of
the
it.
guy, and the sales assistant was awesome, and he went through it. And I may actually, when I'm down in Florida, go back in properly, because I was with my mom. So and we had I was literally in New York for 24 hours. It was a very quick trip. So when I'm down in Florida, I'll go into the Aventura Mall one and get a good proper demo, and potentially order it from there, and try it out. So you're right. I don't think we can put it down unless we've actually physically done it ourselves. So I'm actually comfortable in getting it for those 30 days, seeing what I think, and then going from there.
Don't knock it until you try. I know I'm only downing what we know, obviously, since I haven't gotten it, but be it that may. Well, some other news, warranty news, for U.S. members only. Peloton made some significant changes to their extended warranty program as of April 5th. Now, Canada, UK, Australia, Germany are all unaffected with their extended warranties. They appear unchanged for now. But the extended warranty that you could purchase, for the Bike Plus, and the Tread. I assume the Tread Plus is, well, not the Tread Plus, because this is for extended warranties that have been purchased on or after April 5th of this year. They are now transferable. So if you sell your Tread or your bike, it's transferable to the next owner. So previously, Peloton didn't allow the transfer of any warranties from one owner to the next. But this now new policy applies to extended warranties that are purchased, like I said, on or after April 5th. And another change, members who buy their device secondhand can now purchase an extended warranty plan. So if you get a bike or a tread from someone, you can purchase the extended warranty as long as you do so within the 12 months of the original purchase of that. So as long as that bike or tread was purchased, as long as you're getting it within that 12-month window from when it was originally purchased, you can extend the warranty as the second owner, which is pretty cool. Members previously had options to do an initial 1 year or a 27-month extension, but as of now, currently, members can only select a 36-month extension to the original limited first year warranty,
Okay.
which I think is fine. I mean, you might as well max out, get as much warranty as possible. We've
Sure.
always gotten the additional 2+ years on both of our bikes and the Tread Plus. They also updated their pricing with the change in the warranty length. The overall price for the extended warranty is slightly higher. It's between $15, $20 more. But the cost per month is actually lower, given that the extended warranty length is being extended from 27 months to 36 months.
Right.
And also, one little side note, we've heard reports that if you've previously bought an extended warranty before April 5th, and it obviously hasn't kicked in yet, you might be able to cancel that extended warranty purchase, return it, and repurchase that new warranty. So you have the longer window, and you also have the option, if you were to sell your bike or your tread, that can then be transferred over to the new owner, which would be a good selling point, obviously, if you're gonna part with your hardware. So if you're in that boat, it's definitely worth doing a live chat with customer service or giving them a call to find out.
Sounds good. Yeah. All right. So that definitely is, I mean, if I had the ability to do it, I would do it. No question. I mean, especially after what I had to deal with the Tread
Yeah,
Plus.
Tread Plus. Well, did you
It's nice
extend the
to have
warranty on
that peace of mind.
Did you extend the warranty on either of your bikes?
No, because I didn't purchase it. I purchased it before then.
With your bike plus at the condo, did you get
I did.
any
Yes.
additional?
That one has an
Okay,
extended warranty. Yes, I got the initial
gotcha.
extended warranty. Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah. I wasn't
got it.
taking any chances. So yeah. All right. So, anybody watch the first new YouTube episode of On the Leaderboard with Peloton? This past week, we saw teasers on social of something fun and new. And then on Wednesday, the first episode dropped, featuring Jess Sims and Olympian Usain Bolt. Jess takes Usain on a 12-minute, 3-part workout on the Peloton tread, challenging him to keep up while firing questions at him, and assuming he gets them right or wrong, has to increase his speed or resistance. The game they played were titled Uphill Battle, This or That, and The Last Set, Best Set. It was fun to learn that Bolt first got to Peloton after retiring from his iconic track and field career, and he very sheepishly shared that he takes most of his classes with Ali Love. So
Oh,
Ali and Usain are, that's his go-to. That's his go-to.
interesting.
John, what I found pretty amazing was to see how sweaty he was at the end of the workout. And yes, Jess looked exactly as she did when she first got on. So it was pretty awesome to see. It was like, okay, there was no glazed donut on Jess, and Usain was literally, his shirt was wet. The second episode is scheduled to be released on April the 29th, featuring Olivia Amato with pop singer Joe Jonas. Joe had tweeted on Twitter that he was next up and that was when he was going to be doing it. I got to tell you, I actually thought it was kind of a fun way of, getting to learn more about people in the community. Truthfully,
Yeah,
I think it's fun to have. I think they should have members on there. I think it's great to
yeah,
see celebrities, but put a member on there. And correct me if I'm wrong, John, but I think that they've even done away with the flipped podcast with members. So they're just sticking right now to the,
Oh,
I haven't
just
heard. I mean, I
the
may be
one
wrong.
the Tuesday
There was just
episode that usually has another
yeah,
instructor and
from
a
what I'm seeing,
huh.
So hey, for those folks at Peloton watching this, I think it would be fun to see some members on there. But I thought it was awesome, and I think Jess did an amazing job, and it was really fun to get to learn a little bit more about Usain Bolt and seeing him on the tread was cool. Was cool. I think it was a cute concept, and I think it's fun to do. I think it's fun to to have. What I mean, did you take a look at it?
I didn't watch it. I saw the clips. I didn't know that I thought it was a teaser. I didn't know when it was coming out. So I just
Yeah.
figured that it hadn't been the full whatever segment hadn't premiered.
So the first one dropped, the first one has dropped, and now we'll wait for the Joe Jonas one on the 29th. So that was kind
Do
of
you
cool.
know do you know what Joe Jonas's leaderboard name is? Because
I
Usain
do
Bolt is
not.
just Usain Bolt, but Joe's is Cup of Joe, and
Nice. Okay.
he's known for being a pretty uh a pretty
Good
passionate
high fiver.
high fiver. Yeah, because people post all the time on social media that they got a high five from him, and they just post the picture of their screen. But
That's so cool.
he seems to ride a lot.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, and that was the other thing. So they're starting out with the tread, but there is word that they will be doing it on the bike as well. So right now the teaser was just of Jess and Olivia on the tread, but from what I'm
Okay,
understanding is that there could be some activity on the bike as well. So that's kind of fun to see.
nice. Well, in other ride news, Jenn Sherman on her usual Tuesday morning ride, at the very end of it, she announced her mixtape ride series, which came back. The first one was this past Thursday, the 14th. And if you've never done her mixtape series, I think it's the fourth or fifth season that she's done it, but usually it's a different theme every class. So it might be different live, and it's basically harkens back to when she used to record her own mixes on cassette tape, in high school and college. But there's different themes each week, each ride. So she might do like an all live theme of all live versions. It might be a certain decade or genre. It might be covers. Um, this one though that she announced, and this I'm really excited about this because this is my favorite decade to work out to, but it's all 80s themed this
Oh,
time around.
awesome.
So Thursdays, she didn't really give a whole lot, but she said, I'll meet you at the roller rink. So it sounds like 80s music from the roller rink that you would hear back in that era.
Yeah.
But either
Yeah.
way, I
Yeah.
mean, you can't. It's hard to screw up an '80s playlist because there's so much. I mean, there's alternative, there's first wave, there's pop, there's rock, there's hair, there's metal '80s. So there's just so much good stuff across that whole spectrum from that decade. And then she's got a 45-minute one on Sunday. So that's the very next mixtape ride. We don't know that theme yet, but if you're listening or watching, on Sunday, that's class is probably already on demand. If not, it'll be up soon. But yeah, I'm super excited for that one. And she was also, speaking of fitness flipped, she was also the guest instructor interviewed by Day this past week. It was actually a pretty quick interview. It was only about 7 minutes, but she talked a lot about the leaderboard and the community. So it's kind of it was a real quick listen. If you haven't checked out that most recent episode of Fitness Flipped with her, give it a listen. She's very, obviously
Awesome.
very passionate about her music.
Awesome.
And and one thing I was very quick to catch it with my eagle eye when I messaged. I think it was during might have been during Jen's class actually on Tuesday. they have quietly switched out the bike at Peloton Studios New York. I don't know if it's been switched out in London, but they're now riding a Bike Plus in the studio in New York. And I immediately
Interesting.
noticed the letters on the bike. They weren't the white letters with the P logo. It was the shiny little silver letters on there. And then you could see the round knob, which is what they use on the Bike Plus to raise and lower the seat. And then you could see some of the plastic trim around the weights there. But obviously the handlebars, they have a different same handlebar design, and the mount for the tablet is the same because they use a different tablet for all the information that the instructors get. But yeah, that was just kind of a random thing I just noticed all of a sudden. But
So
I
I'm
mean, it was
really
over.
curious to see, John, does that mean that the studio bikes are going to be switched to Bike Pluses too, which they should be
Mm,
for when they open up and we can all get to ride in studio, but they should be Bike Pluses. So I hope that they've done that as well.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what are they going to do with all those old. It's just like, oh, they got to swap out all that hardware again. But yeah, I see what you mean.
Well, I just think from, so many people would ride in studio on those. And, as the difference in the bike to the Bike Plus, as far as output goes, can be quite significant. So I think it would make
Yeah,
sense to have those Bike Pluses in there. I guess we'll
and
we'll
those
know soon enough
studio.
as we wait with bated breath.
Yeah, and those studio bikes would get beat to shit. I mean, you would ride one and it would be
Yeah,
super easy, and then one right next to it would be super hard. So it was just
hard.
it was very
And
uneven. Yeah. Um,
yeah, yeah,
but yeah, hopefully
definitely.
we'll see.
Yeah. All right, and some new patent news. We haven't shared that for a while. It looks like, according to our trusty resource, Bob Tremore, Peloton have filed a patent to use the hardware as a charging device. So that was kind of like a neat little bit to share with you guys.
Hmm.
Essentially, this update would cover the ability to use the energy generated from a workout on a Peloton device. So, for example, the Bike Plus, or the tread, to power another device, from anything as small as a phone to something larger like an entire gym. So, the patent also proposes tracking how much energy is generated to decrease the gym membership cost. So that was a very interesting patent, and I'm sure we'll see if that comes to fruition down the road. But shout out to Bob Tremore for picking that up and sharing that. So yeah, interesting.
Well, shifting over to some different news, once again, an investor has called for the sale of Peloton. So the company's under fire once again from one of its active investors, Blackwell's Capital. The Financial Times reported this past week that Blackwell's Capital has made a presentation that took place this past Wednesday, April 13th, arguing that new CEO Barry McCarthy has failed to make crucial reforms at the company. Um, they're also continuing to threaten legal action against Peloton. And again, they call for Peloton to look into an acquisition. According to the Financial Times, their presentation notes that the stock has continued to fall since February 8th, when it appointed McCarthy, a former chief financial officer. He was at Netflix and Spotify previously. They said 2 months since Peloton hired one of the highest paid CEOs in all of corporate America, nothing has fundamentally changed, it argues. You can view the complete presentation on Blackwell's Capital website. We've also got it linked in Pelo Buddy, PeloBuddy.com in the post about this. The presentation is titled "A Further Call to Action: Maximizing Value for Peloton Shareholders," and the deck examines Peloton's governance structure. It provides an overview of Barry McCarthy's first 60 days as the head of the company, and again pushes for a sale process. And they call Peloton to explore sale to Amazon, Apple, Google, Warner Brothers, or Discovery, Netflix, or Nike. And keep in mind, Blackwell's Capital, they own about a 5% stake in Peloton, and their founder, Jason Aintabi, has reportedly approached other shareholders in an effort to change the shareholder structure that allows founder and former CEO John Foley to maintain effective control of the company. So this guy is still trying to stir the pot. It seems like, the last time, he was complaining with all these things, it sounded like it kind of fell on deaf ears. He didn't really get a whole lot of traction. So now they're trying to make this push. So Barry's only been the CEO for 3 months now. So I don't know what sort of drastic 180 this person with Blackwell's was supposed to expect to happen. It wasn't like, was he thinking the stock was going to just, shoot right back up after Barry McCarthy took over? Or
Yeah.
it
And I
just
mean, I
seems
think
like he's
truthfully, yeah, just grasping at straws here. And truthfully, I mean, I think the stock is pretty stabilized right now. I mean, it's, kind of in the 20 range. Yeah, it's not what it was, and I don't think it ever will be. But I do think you got to give the guy at least 6 months to, figure stuff out. And he's certainly trying to make changes. It's not as if he's a sitting duck. He's making changes. He's doing things that is, and one just has to give him some time. So,
well,
yeah.
this guy's obviously got an axe to grind. I don't know what 5% being a 5% shareholder equates to in X amount of dollars, but he's
In
really,
dollars.
he's obviously hurting, and he wants the stock to he wants it to jump up, and so he can cash out.
Yeah, not sure what the reasoning is there, but I agree with you. It's just seems the whole thing seems a little crazy. Seems a little crazy.
Yeah.
Well, in happier news, this past week, John, and I don't know if you received anything yet, but this past week, members did start sharing their 2021 15K minutes gifts for the annual challenge. So, as you folks may recall, a few months back, Peloton had reached out to US members through email asking for their desired sizes in tops and bottoms. And this past week, packages have started to show up in members' mailboxes with leggings and tanks or shorts and shirts. So Peloton are saying that it may take up to 2 to 4 weeks with shipping to reach all those members. I have to say, there is definitely some controversy over the gift being sent to members who are in the US only. So, members in Canada, the UK, Germany, and Australia do not seem to be eligible to receive anything. Not sure what makes the US members more special. I don't know. Perhaps there was just
Probably the
more
cost
inventory. There was more
cost to
inventory
ship.
left, and
Yeah.
left, or less to exactly more inventory in the US and less to ship it out. But yeah, I mean, I haven't received anything. Did you, John? Have you gotten yours?
No, I haven't gotten
Yeah,
anything. I haven't gotten any kind of communication about it. So
me neither. Did
yeah,
you
I
you got
totally
the
forgot about
communication
it.
as to what size? Did you get the communication as to what size you wanted?
I didn't even get that. I had you send me the email so I could go into the link and log into my Peloton
Quite
account. So
right.
who knows if I'll
Yeah.
even get get a gift from it, but I figured it was worth a shot.
All right. Well, I guess
So
we'll
we'll see.
have to wait and see. I guess we'll have to wait
Did
and
any of
see.
the did any of the male members receive anything? I just heard about some
Yes.
women.
Yep,
Oh,
there were
okay.
some shorts and t-shirts that some folks had sent to Chris Lewis that he posted on Pelo
Oh,
Buddy Insta that people had gotten. So
no.
yeah, I mean, I guess we'll wait and see. I did get the email. I did not get the email that it was coming though. So we'll just kind of
Yeah.
wait and see what we get. We'll wait and see what we
Well,
get.
this is a perfect segue because since we're on the
Yeah.
topic of apparel, we had a spring apparel drop. I think it was on Wednesday, Tuesday,
Yeah,
just this past week.
Wednesday.
The drop's called Endurance Mode On, and I really like this one actually. I got a pair of shorts and I got a shirt. I probably would have gotten more, but since I'm going to be in New Jersey, where there is no clothing tax, I am going to go to the
Oh,
Peloton showroom at the Short Hills Mall, and I'm going to use some of my referral codes. And just so anyone that's watching or listening, you can use your referral codes at the showroom. And that'll save you money, so you don't have to pay that $7 in shipping if you don't, spend over $50 out of pocket, which is annoying. And you can only use one code per transaction. So I'm definitely gonna. They did get some of the spring apparel, as I assume a lot of other showrooms did as well. So I'm gonna take full advantage and pick up some swag at the local showroom in Jersey there. And I hate paying tax, so
Yeah,
I'm
I
happy to
agree
get
with you.
some. I'm excited to get some
I
some
know.
stuff tax free, more money to go towards the purchase. But yeah,
Exactly, exactly.
I got a shirt. There was the colors were nice. They were like nice, lots of different blue tones. There were some vibrant colors, some yellows, some very light purples. But it was a good kind of spring. I like this one. There was a zip up hoodie that I had to resist getting because I already have at least 10 hoodies, and I only wear the Dream Blend one
Right.
because I love that material. But yeah, I liked a few things in there.
All right. Sounds
Did you
good.
get any? Did
Sounds
you
good.
did you get anything, or do you?
Nope, I did not get
Nope.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, believe it or not, there were a couple things I liked too, and I do have. I have just one referral code left. All my 6 are up. So I have just one left. So we'll see. I'm holding on to it like gold. And there was one blue. There was like a blue outfit, an indigo blue outfit that I kind of liked, and I probably will end up getting. But you know what? It drove me insane when I saw the pricing go down for so much stuff that I had purchased
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I figured, you know what, maybe I have so much, maybe I'll wait and see what goes on sale down the road and then pick stuff up. So I didn't rush to get anything. I didn't rush to get anything straight away. All right, John. Next up, instructor in the news. So I
All right.
will take it away with one of my absolute faves, Susie Chan. Susie was interviewed for strongfitnessmagazine.com on her advice for first time runners. So, not sure if many of you were aware of this, but Susie, up until her 30s, had actually struggled to run just 1 mile. Now we all know that she is an absolute running goddess. I have to tell you, she blows my mind with how she will work out in the studio, and then you will see her on social running the hills of where she lives out in the forest. And she's just a rock star. But back in 2010, her brother actually dragged her to do a half marathon. And she said that the question she asked herself at the start was, what is a 35-year-old like me doing here? And she managed to get through it. She completed it. And from that initial half marathon, Susie went on to run and to complete the Marathon des Sables 3 times. She did a 6-day ultra marathon through the Sahara Desert and has earned a place in the Guinness World Record Book for running 12 hours on a treadmill. And she did that back in 2016. So we also learned in the article that back in October 2017, she was set to run the Chicago Marathon. And this was going to be her final major marathon to earn her 6-star finisher. This is a title that's reserved for runners who have completed all 6 world marathon majors, and that is Tokyo, Boston, London, Berlin, Chicago, and New York. So she said that as soon as she hit the ground of the 42.2 kilometer route, she knew that something wasn't right. She said that she coughed nonstop through the race and did end up completing it, holding on to both her best friend and her husband. She said after she crossed the finish line, she actually fainted. And that prompted her to seek medical attention. She went for an x-ray and she was actually diagnosed with thyroid cancer. So she didn't listen to her body at the time. She knew that something wasn't right. She shares, I did not know this about her. This was actually the first time that I had read about the thyroid cancer. Now, for those that know, it is a incredibly treatable, form of cancer. And she said, thank God she knew that something wasn't right at that point, and she got herself checked out and she went through surgery and, was clear. But in true Susie Chan fashion, she completed a half marathon 2 weeks after her surgery. I mean, is that like insane? She actually went on to do other races as well. So it wasn't even just the marathon. But she says that every time she steps on that treadmill to teach a Peloton class, she looks directly in the camera and speaks to past versions of herself that basically her mantra is, if I can do it, anyone can do it. And she said that's an attitude, that's a state of mind. And she wants to instill that in potential members who are looking at running. And hey, Susie, you spoke to me. I mean, it is pretty amazing. And when I do see that, when I run with her, or when I walk with her, I see something that is absolutely fantastic. And if you're watching this, just know that your words have certainly meant something to me as someone who is 52 and hasn't run in probably 30 years. This was something that really has resonated with me. And I know that I can do anything. And maybe I'm not going to be a marathon runner, but I'm running. And I wasn't doing that, before. So I loved that article. I really did. And she is just an absolute rock star. So yeah.
Great. Well, Emma Lovewell, she was the interview this week on shape.com. This one is titled 3 Strategies Peloton's Emma Lovewell Swears By to Help Her Navigate Anxiety. And she also shares a little bit about her morning routine to help her stay grounded and positive for the day. Emma said, as she's reacclimating to life, currently the new normal right now, she's boiled her survival strategies to 3 key takeaways. 1, being aware of your feelings and knowing that it's okay and don't have shame around having those feelings. 2, she says, writing things down. That helps with anxiety a lot of the time. And 3, using your community. She says, if you hold your feelings in, you might sometimes feel shame around them, but if you share them with others, then you realize you're not the only one going through this, and your friends are there to help you and make you feel better. And she said, when she goes on social media first thing in the morning and she happens to get a negative DM from somebody or a bad comment, it throws off her whole day. She says, and I'm so mad about it. And then I'm mad at myself for letting it get to me. I text my girlfriends who are Peloton instructors too, and they're like, don't listen to them, Emma. Think about how many people love your classes and love you. And I'm like, yes, thank you, Allie, thank you, Tunde. Like, these are my girls. This is what I needed to hear today. And then if you want to know a little about her morning routine, she says her regimen is flexible, but one thing that's non-negotiable is hydration. She always drinks a big glass of water in the morning. She'll often put some apple cider vinegar into it. She also is into smoothies, and she likes a morning smoothie here and there. And she's also partnered with Now Foods, which makes products like apple cider vinegar capsules. So they got a little plug in for her brand partner there, as so many instructors are partnering up with various companies. Every instructor, I mean, at least like 4 or 5, but I think Jenn Sherman's got Go Hydrate. Matt Wilpers has Nom, and I think Noom, and I think Olivia or one of the other female instructors also endorses that. But they all have their various the hydration products, and the yogurts. Cody's got his that yogurt smoothie drink that he had partnered with. But they have some brand partnerships, obviously, that fit in with their diet, their morning routines.
Yeah. So it's funny though about this glass of water. So you had actually, I remember in in Cody's article, he had shared that as well, that he,
Yeah.
starts his day with a tall glass of water. And ever since then, I actually go to bed at night with that tall glass of water right next to my bed, and it's become the first thing that I do in the morning. And it just
Yep.
kind of gets me on track to be drinking water the whole day. So I've actually started doing that. And it's funny now that you mentioned that Emma does that as well. So, I don't wait until I work out. I have that first tall glass of water, room temperature water first thing in the morning, and kind of gets me going. So I don't know, let's hope that it's hydrating me. Who knows? But
Yeah,
I took
I go to
heed.
bed. I go to bed with a refillable 50 ounce, I think it's 50 or 55 ounce bottle of water, and usually I just have a sip of it before bed. But in the morning when I take it down to brush my teeth, I chug it just real quick,
Yeah,
and
drink the whole thing.
yeah,
Drink the
it
whole thing.
definitely helps.
Yeah. All right. And then the gorgeous Aditi Shah was featured in jaggernaut.com. She chatted about how she brings yoga and meditation to the Peloton platform while honoring her roots. And we've certainly seen that over, stuff that we've reported over the months in bringing her Indian heritage. She is the only Indian instructor on the platform. And she says she loves that. It talks about her new role as a Puma ambassador. And probably the most humorous part of the article for me was the fact that she had shared that, or her mom had shared that as a little girl, she was constantly on the go. She said whether she was playing soccer, running around, climbing trees, her mom says that she definitely had a ton of energy. And I guess what's quite ironic is that now she's a yoga instructor and meditation teacher in teaching people how to connect with their breath and staying calm and grounded, etc. So I think it was kind of funny to know that as a child, here she was, this rambunctious young girl, and today
Hmm.
she just seems so grounded and so calm. And as you all know, I just adore her. She's fantastic. So you can
Have you
certainly
ever met her in
head over
person?
to. I haven't met her in person, and I'd hope to. I mean, she's just so lovely. I was so bummed this past week because I've been working really hard on my yoga, and I got to my century yoga this past week, and she was in LA. She was gone. So
Uh,
I ended up doing it with Ross, and it was beautiful. It was an amazing yoga flow, but I almost felt like I was cheating on Aditi that I didn't do it, with her. And she was so lovely. She sent me such a lovely message congratulating me because I actually ended up having my 900th meditation and my 100th yoga on the same day, but I didn't want to have to wait until she got back. And it was Thursday
uh,
evening, and the evenings are hard for me to do that. So yeah, she's lovely. And if you want to go ahead and read the full article, just head over to pelobuddy.com, and you can certainly get a glimpse into the wonderful world of Aditi. And then lastly, I had wanted to share for all you Ali fanatics, we hope that you enjoyed your weekend workout with her last week, and of course this week again. So we have discovered that she is being very versatile in moving back and forth between London and the US, coming in on Sundays and or Saturdays, and teaching her Sunday class, and then flying back out on Tuesdays. And I'm sure it's going to be tiring and exhausting, but she's been very active on social, and it's been lovely to see her, back and forth. And she seems to be really, getting everything out of it and being able to give back to the community at the same time. So just kind of wanted to throw that in as well. And,
well,
congratulate Ali. I'm looking forward to seeing the show.
I took her 6 a.m. I forget what it was.
On
Intervals and
Tuesday morning, it
arms.
was
Yeah,
wasn't it a
6
Tabata?
a.m. No, I don't think it was Tabata. Might have been
She
intervals
threw
and arms,
Tabata in
or
there. I saw that.
yeah, she snuck some in there, but it wasn't labeled Tabata. But anyway,
Okay.
I know a lot of people asked her why she wasn't teaching at Peloton Studios London. When
Oh,
she's there,
yeah?
and she did actually clarify why she wasn't. And it's a work visa issue, she said.
Interesting.
That's what it came
That
down
makes
to. Yeah,
sense. Okay. Which is interesting, though, because how's she doing the London show through
working in London.
Netflix?
Yeah, I
That's
don't know.
interesting.
It's a
Okay.
different type of work or work
Maybe,
situation, I guess.
maybe she
Yeah.
was given a visa for a specific, the specific, yeah, specific for the
Ah,
job. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, which kind of is sad because it would have been so easy for her to have just been able to have done that, kind of like what Cody
right.
did when he was in LA. I mean, okay, there
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
doing it out of
From
a
the showroom.
showroom. This, she would have been able to utilize the studio. Yeah, that is a shame. That is a shame that she couldn't have
Yeah.
just done that. But
But it was nice
I
that
did
she
laugh.
still shared about it and explained,
Yeah,
because
that
I
is
know a lot
very
of
nice
people
that
were
she shared
wondering.
about that. And I
Yeah.
also loved how she was answering those questions. And I know that you reached out and said, "Did I ask her the Andrew question about whether Andrew was with her?" But it was
Yeah.
fun that she had shared that he was. It wasn't me, but that she was sharing that he was, there, and she was so grateful. So that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, John. So let's go ahead and finish
No
up
birthdays
with
this
picks
week.
of the week. No birthdays. Yeah,
No
nobody's having a
birthdays.
birthday this week.
But mine is right
Um,
around the corner. So heads up to everyone. May 8th,
oh
you have
God, John.
time to get me a
I can't
gift.
forget it, I can't forget
I
it
know.
because it's Mark's birthday. So it's like, oh God, the two men in my life, the two men in my life. Oh God.
Beauty before age,
my
though, Amanda. Beauty before age.
my Peloton, my Pelo Buddy co-host and my husband. Ay, 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 I'm in for trouble. That's for sure. That's for sure. All righty. So let's go straight into picks of the week. I am going to kick it off with mine. I just have 2.5. And I
Okay.
say half because I'm sharing it with John. But I will kick off with Bradley Rose's 30-minute 2010s pop ride from Sunday morning, the 9th. And, I got to tell you, it's interesting because this was a ride that I jumped on purely because a friend was celebrating a birthday and a milestone. And I had gotten up, and excuse me, it was not Sunday, it was Saturday. My apologies. It was Saturday the 9th of April. But I get up early on Sunday mornings to do John's workouts. And on Saturdays, he splits it between runs and walks. So I had done a 20-minute walk. I had done a 20-minute run. And then I jumped on Bradley's ride and I was spent. I was like, I do not know
Mm.
how I am going to do this. But I have to tell you, it was fantastic. It was a pop ride. And Bradley, I am really, really enjoying getting back on the bike and working out with him. I find that his rides have just been absolutely fantastic. And that was definitely one that I was not leaving out. So that was back from Saturday. My second pick of the week is, of course, John. I'm sorry. I have to throw this out. His 30-minute pop walk from the 12th. It was at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, and it was brilliant. It was
All bangers.
absolutely
Yeah.
brilliant. I mean, it was truly all bangers in that. And I do have to share with you guys, as I've mentioned to most of you, I am fortunate enough to run his fan page, Club Husky _ Peloton. If you're not a member, you have to join. But he had said to me, this playlist is fantastic. I can't wait. He goes, I've got the boys, I've got Britney Spears. And I thought that he said Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears. So I was like all excited to get Backstreet Boys. And then I was
Mm.
on the walk and I was like, it was Britney Spears's Boys that he played. So I said to him, I'm such an idiot and I'm so old. But anyway, it was an amazing walk. And it's been really fun to see that community grow. I mean, Huskies Walk Gang is out in full force. It is a community. I'm so glad that I get to see you on there now, John. You've been really on there frequently. And he's always fun, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
he's just always
He
fun. He just
really,
brings his game.
yeah,
He
he's got
brings
a
his
he's
game.
got a real fun swagger about him, especially on those walks, because they can sort of like dance walk. Obviously when you're running,
Yeah.
you can't do what he does on the walks when you're running. So
No.
yeah, it just makes it a lot of fun, and he doesn't take himself too seriously, which I love, and he can be
Yes.
goofy.
Right.
Especially in the pre-show when the camera first comes on, he's sort of hiding under the tread tablet, and then he pops up.
His
So
waiting room,
yeah, I
the
like him.
Husky waiting room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
he's
green
awesome.
room.
He's awesome.
But yeah,
He's awesome.
that ride I loved. Maroon 5's "What Lovers Do." That was a good song at the sort of at the top of the walk. And then I really loved the Scissor Sisters' "Take Your Mama." That's a really good song to ride or run or walk to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
You
had
had
a
a,
real good time on that. I've been
you
doing a
had
lot
a,
of walks, power walks and walks lately
I like
on the
them.
tread with
Yeah.
the boot camps. It's a good mix,
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a great mix.
less
It's a great
impact,
mix.
yeah, less impact
And they're
on the
hard. I mean, they're
body.
hard. They are. Justin Thompson Rule says it all the time. She says, don't let anybody, poo poo you when you tell them that you're walking, because movement is just amazing in any way that you do it. And, they make those challenging. They really make those challenging. So I'm really
Yeah.
enjoying it. And you're right. It's just less impact on the body. And I throw in a run here or there. But for the most part, they've been awesome. And then my half, I will leave to you. But Rebecca Kennedy's 45-minute hiking boot camp. I still cannot move. My legs and my arms are so sore, and it is indication that I need to goddamn get some more strength in. So yes, I think I do need that Peloton guide so that I'm encouraged to do more strength. But
Yeah, do
I'll
some
leave it
foam
to
rolling
you
with
as
Hannah.
I do. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Hannah and I have become best friends. I love my foam rolling. I didn't want to bring it in again. I did one every day this week. It was fantastic. Fantastic. So, yeah. So you go up next, and then we'll go through the communities.
All right, so here's my little trio. So starting off with Cody's 30-minute XOXO Cody ride from Tuesday the 12th. These rides are always a blast. I mean, what can I say? He did Smash or Pass, Disney edition with a lot of different Disney animated characters. I think he had Hercules in there. He had Prince Charming. He had Flynn Rider from the animated movie Tangled. Then he answered some funny questions. He gave he gave free advice on like to sex up a date with your partner. Just a lot of funny moments, and obviously it flies by with 30 minutes with Cody, but that one was a great time. And then Christine Dierkel, her 30-minute new wave ride from Monday the 11th of April. Um, New wave, it's like alternative 80s. Um, British 80s, but I love that genre, and it's 80s are probably her favorite decade as well to play. But this was like considered a dark wave playlist, so a lot of like the lesser played. I think there were some psychedelic furs in there, um, but just a real good like mood with this playlist that she had curated for this new wave ride from Monday. And then Rebecca's 45-minute hiking tread boot camp from Wednesday the 13th. And I was on a mission. I started out really steep because I wanted to beat you, Amal. I wanted to beat you. And there was another person on the leaderboard who I'm friends with, but I can get competitive with on the tread. So I was tracking, this is how competitive I get. I click on their leaderboard name and I'm watching as they increase their incline or their speed. And then I just increase it 2 or 3 more on top of what they change it to. But I beat
I do
them and I
exactly the same. But you
and I
started out
finished,
way too fast. You went out the gates on that one way too fast. And
well,
I was like,
I,
I was like, if I'm going to do 45 minutes and I'm going to be on the floor doing strength, I could not. I mean, I still did awesome, and I made a PR. I did actually make a PR on that workout, but
Mhm.
I just couldn't catch you. But I think I did pretty
Well,
well. I mean, I think I was in the top 10.
I started off at like 5 or 6 on the incline, and I kind of, because that also helps with your output.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
and then I wasn't running too crazy fast at that incline, but that helped me, get out ahead early and kind of stay there.
Yeah.
And I finished. That was my first top 10 finish ever, I think, on the tread, or at least
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
boot camp. So I finished 7th. That's probably obvious. plenty of people have jumped past me since, it's been on demand, but
Yeah,
that was a great
yeah,
one.
yeah. It was
And I was
awesome.
lucky
No, that
because
was.
Jackie was she was flying back from LA at the time, so I didn't have to fight for
I
the
did
tread
laugh
on
when
that
she
one.
said, I
It's
did
the
laugh
sign up
when she said
sheet.
about the sign
Yeah.
up. I was like, okay, is that
Yep.
it, Prue and Jackie? I did laugh at
Because we
that.
have to
Well, there were tons of
alternate.
folks. I do want to say though, there were tons of folks that had recommended the boot camp through the Pelo Buddy
Uh,
site. So I do want to
mhm.
give shout outs to I am Kimmy Ho, KBass 613, Susan ATX, Carlene Runs, Reagan RS5, Jalapina, Natty 9, Dominici, and Sunshine 66 were all members and viewers and listeners that had recommended it as well. So huge shout out to Rebecca for bringing that one. And I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm 3 for 3. Have you done all 3 of hers?
I've done at least 2. I don't see if I miss it live, I don't usually pick it up on demand.
Okay.
Sometimes, but not very often. I just
Yes, I think you may have missed
it's
the
tough for
second
me
one
to.
because you and I were on the first. Jackie and I were on the first one together, and then I think
Yeah,
you did miss the second one, and then this third one you and I were on together. So
and she'll probably get the.
yeah,
She'll definitely get the next one because I'll be away. I'll be away next week, but then the week after that,
you can do it. You can do it on a gym tread. It doesn't have to be a Peloton
maybe
tread.
maybe in Mexico I'll do it on
Exactly. You
whatever
could
they
both
have in
do
the gym
it.
there.
You could
Yeah,
both do
yeah.
it. And then also, John, I did want to give a shout out to all of those that had also, you were in good company with Cody's XOXO.
Mm.
So I guess there was, again, KDN 07, Los Angie Lee, Lauren N. Foster, Bussin' Up for Donuts, WW72, Sajal, Alinga Debbie, Lukac 1115, Spin Lindsay 5, and the Dana Marie all recommended that XOXO. So had to
And I
give all
see
those folks go
give them
ahead.
credit. And I also see Strong and Squishy recommended one of my picks with Christine's 30-minute New Wave ride from the 11th as well. And
Oh,
then
nice.
just going from the top of the list, if you want to
Yeah,
trade
go
off
ahead.
here.
You go first.
First one I see is Tune Days 45-minute full body bike boot camp from the 8th. I did that one live. That one was tough. There was a lot of chatter about how hard that was.
Spin Loving
This
Mama
is
thought so
from
too, right?
yeah, Spin Loving Mama. This one was so hard, probably her hardest camp ever. Once you get through it, you will be so proud of what your body is able to accomplish. She said, yeah, that was a tough one. It was good though. I
Wow,
think I posted
I love that.
a clip from that in my reels. That was a good class.
I love that. Yep. And then next up is Hannah Frankson. Hannah Frankson did a 30-minute hit and heels ride from Saturday the 9th. It was at 5:30 a.m. Eastern time. Hamburger Sally said Hannah is so positive and motivating, and her music is always awesome. And I second that. She is, I just don't get to ride often enough with everybody. There's just not enough hours in the day. Next up.
Next up, Jess King's 30-minute sweat steady, also from Saturday, April 9th. This is, let's see, Crazy Cats times 4. And Western the Cat submitted this one. They said playlist and roadmap were a mind scrambler.
Crazy. And then huge shout out to Justin Thompson Rule, her 30-minute Premier Tread Bootcamp from Sunday morning. That was on the 10th at 6:30 a.m. KT Pedal said, awesome playlist. Coaching on movement before the reps made me do them more mindfully of form, a chance to really sprint in the last section, by which point I was pumped. Justin coaches for confidence and it's making me braver. What a beautiful comment from KT Pedal. So thank you so much for submitting that, because yes, that boot camp, I did do it, and it was fantastic. It really was great.
And then we had Malls NYC submit Kendall's 30-minute 2000s ride from Sunday the 10th. They said incredible playlist and good vibes for a Sunday morning and a really challenging and different kind of class with a major focus on speed.
Nice. And then Snowfish had recommended Eric Yeager's 30-minute Deep House Silent Ride. So we spoke about that in last week's episode, how he and I guess Mila were going to be doing these silent rides. They didn't say anything about it, so there's no comment, but Snowfish did put it down as a recommendation. So I have not tried those yet. Have you, John?
The Deep House,
The
no,
silent
but
ones?
I did hear some chatter though on one of my fish community message boards that they really liked it.
Nice.
And then Popcan 23 submitted Jess and Selena's 20-minute floor bootcamp. That one was from the 11th. One caveat, as we had mentioned earlier in the show, this class is locked into the new floor bootcamp program, so it's only for members that have the guide. But as Amanda, as you said, you can use the link that we provide in the Pelo Buddy website to do the class. You won't get credit for it, so I guess you don't get a blue dot for doing it, but you can still basically watch it and do it if you want to do it that way. The one funny comment, I think I'm gonna have to pull this clip now and use it for an upcoming meme or reel. Popcan23 said, Selena revealed that she went cold turkey with no longer wearing deodorant, and Miss Sims was speechless.
That is hysterical.
I'm gonna have to
Oh my
pull that.
goodness.
I'm gonna have to use Chris Lewis's clip, the link, to access that moment and pull that clip
to get it. That's too funny. And then Live Your Way recommended Mariana Fernandez's 30 minutes 90s yoga flow, also from the 11th. It was at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And they said each song was a song that needed to be sung aloud. So if you're a yogi and you love singing karaoke, then definitely that's one for you.
And then my Pelo friend, Aphit Cookie, and this is the class I was mentioning. I couldn't remember. It wasn't intervals and arms. Allie loves 45-minute intervals and arms from Tuesday the 12th. She said, great roadmap with a surprise Tabata. We all love a surprise Tabata. Check that one.
All right. And then Callie Galickson's 30-minute Disney Bike Bootcamp. So that was also from Tuesday the 12th. That was at noon Eastern time. Emily Keller said, so much fun with Disney Channel movies. And Skip to M. Lou, her energy was fire and playing made me feel like a kid again. So that was kind of cute on that Disney Bike Bootcamp.
And we had Tunder Holmes submitted Jeffrey McEachern's 30-minute Broadway run from the 12th. They said sunshine in a run and easy to follow for non-Germans. So good to know if German's not your spoken language. And it's
nice.
like you and I said, you don't have to speak the language to do it.
100%.
Sometimes you can follow with, the pace, the pedaling, or, the running on the tread, but also it helps when you have, the recommended ranges there, in the on-demand class once it goes up.
Nice. And I'm going to take this one because she's a buddy of mine and I'm glad that she submitted something. So I'm going to switch over, John, and confuse you. But Atomic Blonde 1 had recommended Leanne's 30-minute 80s ride from Wednesday. It dropped really early on Wednesday morning. So this was done on demand. But Atomic Blonde 1 said, one of the best 80s rides I've ever done. Wow. It was a perfect combo of American and British artists. The ride itself was challenging, but I didn't even mind because it was so much fun. And Nye Cola had actually also recommended it as a ride. So I did not do that one, unfortunately. So, because I did
Yeah,
Rebecca's boot camp on Wednesday. So I'm going to have to go back and do it now. Coming from Tracy, that's...
I was wondering if I did that one live, and I noticed it was at 2:30 a.m. in the morning, so I definitely didn't do that one live.
You didn't do it live. Yes, and I jumped on Rebecca's. Yeah, I jumped on the trade, that hike boot camp. So I know I didn't do it yet. So that's going to have to be one for this weekend for sure.
And then Pelo for Cafecitos submitted Camila Ramon's 10-minute climb ride from the 12th. They said very challenging and great music.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. This has been really fun. I mean, it's been great to get different instructors on there and see kind of the mix of what different people are recommending. So we've really been enjoying getting everybody's picks. And for those of you that aren't sure, a couple people had DM'd me. Chris usually posts it the day before we record. So it'll either be on a Wednesday or a Thursday where we'll ask for your input on what you've done that past week. And then you can just respond directly to his post, or you can just DM him and, we'll try and include as many as we can. We also don't want to bore you, but I think for the most part, if a lot of people have recommended them, then we do like to throw them in. So thanks so much, everybody, for sharing all of those amazing, amazing picks of the week. And I guess, John, that wraps us into the end of the show. My goodness, there was a lot. There was a lot we had to share with us this week. Tons of things kind of happened, prior to recording. So that was fun that we were able to include all of that. So good. Have a good week and a bit off. I think it's almost 2 weeks, John, that you're gonna be away.
Yeah.
So I'll miss my co-host buddy, but I will miss you. I will miss you too much, of course. But have an amazing time off. For all of you celebrating, happy Easter, happy Passover. Hope you guys have a good week. And I will be back next week with hopefully a surprise guest co-host. So for me here, bye for now, everybody.
And for me in Michigan, thank you for listening and watching another ad-free episode that we're happy to bring you, commercial-free. And as always, we will see you on the leaderboard.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag, and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.